Sac State counselors and counselors-to-be. My name is Leslie Wise. I graduated in 2020 from the counseling program within the school specialization. And immediately upon graduation, I moved to Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is where I am now. And I have been working in community mental health. I am serving as an in-home and school-based counselor, which what that looks like is, for my school-based clients, I am seeing people that schools are referring and also parents. I am kind of at 3 different elementary schools, so I'm working with kids K through 5. And I am working with them both at school and also at their homes. So getting to see their home environments and working with their parents and kind of engaging the whole family in some sessions has been really powerful and helpful, and I've certainly learned a lot, and it has been really enlightening to kind of see all the environments that some of these kiddos are living in, and that helps kind of inform the support that I am able to offer them. With my in-home clients, I am going in-home. So these are clients that, are, for one reason or another, meeting at a clinic facility is a challenge for them. So we are meeting them at home. Within both parts or programs of my job, I am seeing such a wide array and diversity of presenting problems and backgrounds, and that has been, I think, one of my favorite things is that it's always kind of new and different and really, really stretching me and giving me, I think, really valuable experience and a chance to really apply, the 3 years of hard work that we did to these wide varieties of situations and put them to use, and really helping me solidify and kind of internalize the frameworks and skills that we developed over those 3 years. So that's been probably one of the most kind of good feeling parts of the job, is just knowing, how well we were prepared, and also how much learning is still out there to do. So that's been really wonderful. I am working towards my LPCC, so I have a supervisor through work. That's been really helpful to kind of have those questions answered on a weekly basis, both clinical and professional. It's just been nice. I think initially I was a little skeptical of why I really needed that, and you're not usually paid for those hours, and I think again, a little skeptical, but ultimately have found a lot of value in that, and makes sense, before we're fully fledged licensed counselors, that we need a little bit of, extended field study, essentially, I guess. But that has been going well, and if you'll look at my little laminated scratch pad that I keep next to my desk, that's where I kind of keep notes that I want to, as issues come up that I kind of want to run through my supervisor, I'll write those down, and when we meet, we can discuss those. I also have on my to-dos register for the NMHCE exam, the counseling exam for licensure, so I'm ready to get that out of the way now that we've officially graduated from an KCREP accredited program. I think that paperwork's going to be just a whole lot easier, and so I'm excited to get going on that. Another one of my to-dos, which I think is maybe one of my words of wisdom from being in the field, is printing jokes. I have found that having a steady supply of jokes works really well, building rapport with younger clients, but has also at times come in handy with adult clients, and is sometimes a really great way to end a session, to kind of bring us back into the moment, and laughing feels good to everyone. So that's kind of my little tricks of the trade. But other than that, so far so good. There's certainly some challenges. I will say one of my least favorite parts of my job is documenting, but kind of like supervision. I understand how important it is to, to show that what we're providing is medically necessary and helpful and serving a really important true, purpose as well. But yeah, so sometimes it does feel a little overwhelming with all of the stuff you've got to account for. But again, definitely an important part of the job. But mainly, there's so many opportunities out there to work with people and help people. And I think that's why most of us are interested in this field. And that is what I spend most of my time doing, which makes me really glad and happy that things are turning out that way and that getting to do what I set out to do. So that's really all I have to report on. I thank you for listening, and I hope you all are surviving this year. It's been tough, I think, has certainly changed the way a lot of jobs look. And I wish you all nothing but the best, and go Hornets!
Hi everybody, my name is Elizabeth Hernandez Marin, or I go by Liz. I am cohort 8 and my specialization is school. And I will be graduating this May, and I'm so excited to finally be done. And today I wanted to show you guys what I have been doing for my practicum and field work. As we all know, COVID hit us pretty hard and we had to shift everything through online. So that also meant counseling online. And although we weren't able to see our kiddos in person, we did do a lot of Zoom sessions. And although that was great and it was so informational to learn about the process of that, I wanted to do something more. I wanted to do something that was meaningful, but also I wanted to reach a bigger audience. So I started kind of experimenting with different platforms like Flipgrid, Powtoon, and even YouTube. And that's when I started creating my YouTube videos. And then after that, I was like, that's fine, but I still want something more. So a couple weeks ago, I actually started an Instagram page about school counseling. And on that page, I started creating my own content. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So I'm going to share my screen and you guys are going to be able to see my Instagram page. And right here, as you can see, this is my handle is counselor_Miss Marin. Is a picture of me. And on one end, I'm holding a growth mindset book. And on the other end, I'm holding a mental health book. And actually had someone do this for me. And it looks so much like me. It's kind of weird. So at the bottom, right here, I just kind of introduced myself. And I kind of said what this platform was going to be about. And I started posting just about everything that I've learned in the program. And as we all know, growth mindset and fixed mindset, mental health, and mindfulness is very big in our program. So I started creating my own content. So I'm just going to quickly go through the content that I have been posting. So here's about a grounding technique for kiddos. And then just a little bit about me and who I support. Mental health, reminders, what anxiety can look like, quotes that I came up with, the power of yet, what children and adults can grieve. And this is the most recent one I did, is statements to support your child's feelings. And the really cool thing about this, you guys, is that I've been able to connect with so many counselors in the United States. And it has been so enriching just to learn from others and see what they have been doing through the pandemic, because you guys were all going through it together. And I also linked my YouTube video on here as well. So if you click on that, it's going to go to here. And this is the very first video I've ever posted, was the gratitude Powtoon. And then after that, I did a read aloud about the invisible string, and I had an activity with that. And then for my field work, they noticed these YouTube videos and they're like, hey, can you create content for us? And I was like, of course. So I did one about respect. I also did another read aloud. And then the last one I did for them was a kindness cootie catcher. So as you guys can see, there are so many different ways that we can utilize technology to not only reach students and teachers and parents, but also communities and other counselors who are also going through this. So hopefully you guys learned something about me and what I have been creating. And you guys, I know it's hard because everything's online, but it is possible. But if you guys have any questions about my content or how to get started, please feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Hi, counselors and future counselors to be. My name is David Miramontes Quiñones, and I am a proud former Cohort 6 career counseling student from the counseling program at Sacramento State. My current position right now, I am a counselor at Sierra Community College, so about 25 minutes away from Sac State's campus. Some of the hats that I wear as a full-time counselor at Sierra College, one of them is I am one of the STEM counselors. So I work with students who are working towards their degree or who want to work on a field or fields such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I'm also a RISE counselor and a RISE professor. And in this position, I work with students who are or have been historically underrepresented. So low-income students, LGBT students, students who are first generation. And what I love about working with these students is that I get to make a difference in their lives. I get to work and make sure that these students receive services that will give them the same opportunities as everybody else to succeed. And so a lot of the services that I do offer to students that are in the RISE program are either academic or career and personal counseling services to our students. And then lastly, I'm part of the CARE team. So the CARE team is a group of counselors that work with, we specialize more with students who need a little bit more assistance with either behavioral, substance abuse, or psychological obstacles that they may be encountering while they're in college and attending Sierra College. A lot of what I do on an everyday basis is career advising or academic advising. We help, or I help a lot of students come up with a plan, educational plan for future semesters. We talked about how does work look like, what is going on at home, what is happening in the middle of this pandemic, how many classes can you take. So when it comes to college counselor, there are a lot of different things that we as counselors have to make sure that we take into account when working with our students. That includes what is happening in their personal life, what is happening as a society, what is going on with the classes they're taking, and then as counselors we help our students to make sure that they succeed and that they make those right decisions about their careers and that they're successful when they attend Sierra College. I also utilize a lot of career assessments on an everyday basis, actually. Either the MBTI, the Holland's Code, and then a previous student from Sacramento State, her name is Shannon Wells. Her and a few counselors from Sierra College actually developed our own career assessment, which is Career Coach. We utilize it with our students. It's a 60-question career assessment, and then after our students are done, we sit down with our students. We talked about what the results mean and what does it mean for each and one of our students, right? Because each student will get a different result, but we also have to make sure that we process that with our students, with whatever's going on for them at home or at work or in society, and how will that look like for them? How do those careers will look like for them? So for example, for working with my STEM students, I also have to take a lot into account that STEM is a very heavy male dominated fields. And so I have to make sure that if I am working with a female who's going into a STEM field or planning to study that, I have to provide the equitable services to that student to make sure that they feel comfortable, to make sure that they do succeed in a field that it's heavily male students. So making sure that I am providing those counseling services either for academic, career, or personal when it comes to that, to working with those students. Sorry, I have a couple of notes in here. Talk about assessment, personal counseling. I also do provide a lot of personal counseling. Most of the personal counseling that I've actually done is right now, since we went home in the middle of this pandemic. So yes, it is hard to connect with my students through Zoom, but we still make it work, right? There's a lot of students who are having a lot of mental, that need a lot of mental help right now. And I'm trying to think of examples, right? A lot of students they lost their jobs, their family lost their jobs. A lot of students lost family members because of COVID-19. A lot of students actually got COVID-19. So there's a lot of personal counseling that it's being done in this last year that we've been sent home. And even before that, there was a lot of counseling, personal counseling that I also have to work with. But in the care team that I'm part of, a lot of what I do is that substance abuse or more personal counseling. And so our cases have gone up. A lot of the students that come through that program at Sierra College, as I mentioned, they do need a lot of personal counseling. And so I do have to be there for them and making sure that I'm providing that as well. So with that being said, a day in the life of a college counselor, especially or particularly mine, because I know everybody's experience is going to be a little different, but mine, a lot of academic advising, a lot of career counseling, and I also do a lot of either crisis or personal counseling with a lot of my students. And then in addition to that, I'm also a professor. I do teach a couple of classes at Sierra College. I teach a Rise 1 class with all of my historically underrepresented students. I also teach a personal development class, so either introduction to college or career exploration. And I'm also a part-time counselor for the West Sacramento campus at Sacramento City College. So I absolutely love working or being a college counselor. This is what I wanted. Someone changed my life when I went to college, when I moved to the US and I didn't speak any English, and it was a counselor. And I knew that this is what I wanted to do, and I absolutely love my job. I love helping students on an everyday basis with their plans, their academic plans, or helping them with making decisions about their careers, helping them with their career and personal counseling. And so I enjoy this work. And for those interested in actually being a college counselor, I'm here as a resource. I want to make sure that you feel free to contact me if you need anything. I hope they put my contact information in this video because I don't really know how to do it myself. But I'm here to help you and to answer any questions you may have. And so thank you so much for taking your time for watching the video.